Hello, thanks for taking the time today to join this session about registering for your option. My name is Susan Ray Bosch, and I'm an academic advisor in the undergraduate office. Today, we're going to be talking about the basis for selecting your option. We're going to look at the process for registering for your option. We're also going to discuss the various program options and alternatives that are available to you now that you're going to be starting year 3 and year 4. And then I'm also going to just briefly outline some of the resources that you can access to help you in making a better choice for to make sure that you choose the right option that's best for you. So first, I'm going to start off with what is an option. I just want to, distinguish between what an option is versus a minor and a major, because I hear a lot of these terms being used interchangeably. A BCom option is a specialization in a specific subject area of business, and it's made up of 12 to 15 credits. So it is not considered what UBC would define as a major. It is just what, we say it is. It's an option or specialization. Major at the university is 30 credits of upper level coursework, and typically majors are done within the Faculty of Arts in a Bachelor of Arts degree, for example. Students would choose a major in that program. But, within the BCom program, students choose a specialization. And typically the option or specialization is chosen at the start of year 3 of the program. And, what we recommend as far as, you selecting your option is that you choose something that best suits your interests and career goals. Usually, students do excel in areas that actually interest them. So think about, the areas that you would like to delve into a little deeper and learn a little bit more about, and maybe that will help narrow down for you the right option that you might want to select for year 3. And finishing off your degree. Students in the combined major in business and computer science do not choose an option because it is set up as a combined major. And this is where actually students would do, in this particular program, 30 credits of upper level computer science courses to satisfy the major. The other part of the major is the business program. And so if you can kind of think of your BCom is the actual commerce degree is more of your major, because so many of your required courses that you take are commerce courses that all students take in the program. And then you can, as well take an additional 15 credits that will just satisfy the specialization. So out of your entire 121 credits of your degree, a very small portion of it is actually your option. So, if you're thinking that, so much is riding on which option that you choose, just think of the bigger picture. It is a very small part of your degree. And so really, every student does graduate with a Bachelor of Commerce, and that's what is going to be actually written on your degree certificate. Your degree certificate will not show your option. The only place your option appears is on your transcript. So let's just quickly review the options that you have to choose from. We've got accounting, BTM, entrepreneurship, finance, general business management. Global supply chain and logistics management is a choice. However, there was an application for that particular option that you would have probably received an email about. And so we've already passed the application deadline date, which was December the 6th of 2020. But there's also operations and logistics, organizational behavior and human resources management, marketing, and real estate. So those are the main options that you have to choose from. There's also the international business option, and that one is cannot be done on its own. It needs to be done together with one of the other options that I've listed above here. Now, something that you need to know about the international business option, that starting 2021 winter, students can choose to either do the international business option or choose the concentration, which is we're actually moving away from the IB option to making it just a concentration. But the group of year 2 students that, which is the group of students that are moving this year from year 2 to year 3 in 2021 winter, will have the choice of whether they want to do the IB option as it's set out previously. You can find the information on our website. It's 15 credits that students need to do to complete that option, or if they want to pursue the new IB concentration. So you're the last group of students who would be able to choose between one or the other, the option or the concentration. But regardless, the IB option, if that's what you're pursuing, cannot be done on its own. Now, you probably have heard there's a lot of talk about cutoffs for options. And really, there is only one option that has a cutoff, and it is the finance option. And it's basically there because of supply and demand of courses. There's no other reason. So the 76% is the cutoff average for your 2020 winter average, which includes all courses that you took from September 2020 to April 2021. So that's what that average is based on. And so if you have a 76% average on your 2020 winter courses, everything including electives, then you would qualify to be able to choose the finance option. All other options have no cutoff, so those are open to whomever wants to choose them. So I know in previous years we had accounting as a cutoff, but the demand for the accounting option has gone down a little bit, so there's no need for a cutoff for that option anymore. So something to be aware of is there are certain year 2 courses that are required to start an option, and they are in fact the prerequisites for the 3rd year level courses that you'll need to take in the option. So just make yourself aware of what some of these prereqs are, because you want to make sure that you have them done before you're actually choosing the option courses. And I want to also stress that for the finance option, because 2 of the courses for the option start in term 1 of year 3, it's absolutely critical that you have COM 298 completed by the start of term 1 of 2021 winter session. So if you don't have COM 298 done, then you will not be able to choose the option. And if you choose the option, you're still missing 298, then you will be removed from the option by the undergrad office sometime in the summer. So even though the system might allow you to choose it without having 298, you will be removed from the option without having completed the 298. Something else to be aware of is promotion. You need to be promotable to year 3 for the start of 2021 winter in order to be able to choose your option. And just a quick review of what those promotion requirements are. You need to successfully complete 48 credits in total, including all year 1 requirements. You need to also complete at least 4 of these 2nd year level required courses. And of course, the prereqs, you would want to make sure you have those done for the specific option that you want to choose. And then, of course, the final thing is you need to have an overall sessional average of at least 60% or higher on all your courses attempted in order to continue in the BCom program. So when and how are you going to be registering for your option? Well, this year, year 3 registration is going to open up at the beginning of July, the registration is going to open July 13th to the 15th, and it will remain open until the 2nd week of September for the term 1 courses. Term 2 courses can be changed anytime until the 2nd week of January, but you will want to register for the full year, both term 1 and term 2. But you will actually get your registration date and time assigned to you and be available to view on the SSC sometime at the beginning of July. So you'll have an idea of when, during this these 3 days you will be registering for your year 3 courses. So on the registration date and time, the first thing that you're going to want to choose is your specialization. And I'm going to quickly show you on the SSC how you do that. So once you choose your specialization, then that will give you access to register in the required option courses. And we have restricted seats set aside in each of the option courses for students who choose that option. So you will automatically, by choosing the specialization, you will get access to those restricted seats in those option courses. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is, after you register for your option courses, is register in your required commerce core courses, and finally register in your elective credits to complete all your full registration for year 3. So just to have a quick look at what that looks like is, you browse down and you choose specializations on the SSC, and then you would choose the BCom program. Once you click on the BCom program, all the various specializations would show up here. So you would click on whichever specialization you want to choose and add it as your spec. Now, because finance has a cutoff of 76%, if finance is your first choice and you are unable to choose it as your spec code when you go on the SSC, if finance is not on the list on the SSC, then that means that the finance option is full. And so you're going to need to potentially choose another option to choose your second choice and register for the option courses for your second choice. We do have what's called an option wait list, and that would be for students who fall within 3% of the finance option cutoff average. And so if you fall within 3% of that 76% cutoff, you can add yourself to the option wait list. It'll be opened up, right when year 3 registration opens up, and we'll keep it open for a couple of weeks. And then, by the end of July, we will start reviewing who's on the list and see if we can squeeze in a few more students into the option. Because sometimes we have some of our finance option students who go away on exchange and take some of their required courses at their exchange institution. So that leaves a few seats open in some of the finance courses at UBC. So, again, if you put yourself on the wait list, there is no guarantee that we can get you in. But, every year, we've managed to sometimes get in a couple more students, not a lot. Last year, actually, we did not take anybody from the option wait list. So it really just depends year by year. The other thing is, even if you don't meet the 76%, if we still have seats open in the finance option courses, we will keep the finance option open until we fill the seats. So sometimes we find that even though we set the cutoff as 76, it might actually drop to 75.5. So still try. If you can see the finance option spec code on the SSC, it means the finance option is still open. So you can choose it if it's there. But if it's not there, it means that the option is full. And you might want to consider putting yourself on the option wait list. If you are on the option wait list, you will be reviewed on the following factors. At that point, we're drilling down into a little bit deeper into your GPA. So we're not only looking at your year 2 winter session average, we're also looking at an average of all your COM 29X courses taken in years 1 and 2, and space availability, of course, and what we have available in the option courses. So we just look a little bit deeper into, see how you did in the prereq for finance, the COM 298 course. We look at what grade you got in that course, as well as an overall average of your 29X courses and your overall year 2 winter session average to determine, who gets into those last remaining seats that we might still have available. And the UGO will contact you if we are able to add you to finance, and we'll drop you out of the second choice. And we will also notify you if we are unable to switch you into finance. So now I'm going to talk about some of the program alternatives available to you in years 3 and 4. Year 1 and 2 were pretty prescribed with, very little choice. Year 2 was mostly required foundational commerce courses, not a lot of room for electives. But in year 3 and year 4, you have a lot of space to fill with elective courses. And this is where you can now start thinking about what you want to fill those elective courses with. So there's a few alternatives here that I'm going to talk about. The first one is going to be co-op. That is something that you should be considering at the start of year 3, because that's the time you would apply for that program. You might want to think about completing a double option, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. There's also, I talked about the international business option or the concentration. If you're wanting to do the international business option, I would recommend that you submit your application as soon as possible. I think the deadline was February of 2020, but we will still accept late applications to the option. The concentration, though, you don't need to worry about applying to that. You can think about doing a minor in a subject area outside of commerce. I'll talk about that a little bit. And another thing that some of you may have already considered is exchange. Some of you may have already applied to go away and exchange in year 3. But if you have not done that for year 3, it's certainly something you can consider for term 1 or term 2 of year 4. And then the other thing is we do have a number of concentrations that are available for students to take. Concentrations are typically 12 credits of required courses, and we offer those in sustainability, concentration in business analytics, and a concentration in business law. And starting 2021 winter, we're going to be offering the international business concentration. So just a little bit about co-op. It's personal professional development program that integrates classroom learning with a minimum of 3 4-month paid work terms. All programs require a minimum academic average of 72% based on all your post-secondary courses. Students start the co-op program in year 3. The application deadline this year is September 21st, 2021. The first work term is typically in the summer or fall following acceptance into the program. And the review of, I would recommend that you review some of the co-op information on the BCom website. There's also some information sessions that have been set up already that are going to be coming up in late August 25th and Thursday, September 9th. And I believe that you can sign up on Cool for those. And another great spot is I know the co-op program has now just recently updated their website. So you can get some key facts. Here's a link here to some key information that you would want to know about co-op before perhaps applying for that program. So the other thing that you can consider is a double option. Students can only register in one primary option when they, choose their option in year 3. And that's the one that will stay your primary option right until you finish your degree program. However, you can complete courses in another option during your 3rd and 4th year of the program and count them as your electives. And the way that we then find out that you've done that second option is when you apply for graduation. And if you've completed the requirements for that second option, you can then request the undergrad office to record both options on your transcript. So the UGO will email all students who have applied for graduation to ask students whether you have completed a concentration, another option, or a minor. So those are things that we will find out at the time of graduation. You're not actually formally declaring them during your 3rd and 4th year. This is the double option. The primary option you do declare when you choose your spec code. So if you're wanting to do a double option, you just need to be aware that it's there's limited seats in some of the option courses to be able to actually complete a second option. The options that are typically done as a second option are BTM, marketing, OBHR, real estate, entrepreneurship, and OPLOG, because they all have extra seats that are typically available for non-option students. And those seats are called general seats. The seats that are set aside for students who have chosen these particular options are called restricted seats. And then the general seats would then be available first come, first serve to anybody who might want to pick up these courses as electives or to complete a second option. And again, those would be counted towards your electives. The accounting courses have very limited space, especially in fourth year courses. So if you're wanting to complete all of the accounting courses and be guaranteed that you get into them, then I suggest you choose accounting as your primary option. The same would be for finance. If you want to do all the finance courses and be guaranteed to get into them, then you would need to choose finance as your primary option, because there's limited seats available in some of the finance courses. The only courses we typically have general seats in finance for are COM 370 and sometimes 371. And for accounting courses, it's usually 353 and 354 might have a couple of seats available. So again, you need to decide. It's not going to be possible, likely to be doing a double option in either accounting or finance. And so access to these option courses for non-option students is sometimes only available starting in fourth year, only because fourth year students register before anybody else. And so fourth year students would get access to these general seats first. And then after fourth years register, then third years register on July 13th. And so you would have to see what might be available still to be able to pick up in your third year. Otherwise, you might have to wait till fourth year. And if it means that you have to wait till fourth year to start a second option, that might mean having to stay an extra term to complete the second option, because often it's difficult to complete an entire option in 1 year. So that's just something to consider. And I just sort of put some, numbers here together so you can get an idea of our May 2020 grads. 791 students graduated, and 112 of those 791 chose a second option. So it's a small number, 14.2%, that actually completed a second option. And actually that number doesn't vary too much from year to year. It's anywhere between 11 to 14% that actually do complete a second option. And just to give you an idea, again, of those 791 grads, most of them graduated, just over 200 of them graduated with finance as the primary option. The next biggest group was accounting, then marketing, and then the rest are spread across all the other options here. And then as far as secondary options, you can see that most of the students who did secondary options, they were in entrepreneurship, OPLOG, real estate, marketing, BTM, and OBHR. And of those May 2020 grads, here are some numbers about, who completed co-op, minor, double option, concentration, et cetera. So, we had 131 students who graduated with co-op, 24 people did the business analytics concentration, 16 students did business law concentration, 21 did the sustainability concentration. I already mentioned the 112 that did double options. 44 students did an arts minor, 8 students did a science minor, and 28 students did international business as another option. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about the arts and science minor. That is that students can choose to fill their electives in third and fourth year by doing a minor in arts or a minor in science, and you would simply follow the requirements for the minor in that particular faculty. So often, for example, students might choose psychology as a minor that they do in arts, or economics is another one that's popular among BCom students. And so what you would simply do is follow the requirements for those minors And, that's to the 18 credits of upper level coursework typically is what's required. And we need you to fill out a minor study plan form that we will want you to get signed by the departmental advisor in the department where you're finishing the minor. And at the time that you graduate, we would just need to receive that signed form saying that from the specific department where you finished the minor, saying that the courses that you've completed within their department satisfy the minor requirements. And then we could add that to your transcript. So there's more about the minors on our website. I recommend that you have a look at that. And if you have any questions, you can by all means contact the undergraduate office. Okay, so this is now's the time to start thinking about, gathering information about making the right option choice for yourself. And so there's a few places you can go for that. I mean, the Business Career Center is a good start. They have information sessions running through the BCC. So I would, watch out for those that might come up. And I know that they do a lot of career coaching sessions as well. There's the undergraduate office that you can contact an academic advisor to talk about, choosing your option and any questions you might have around the academics of your option. Talk to third and fourth year BCom students who have started or are taking the options that you're interested in going into, and get their take on what it's like to be taking those option courses. There's also option clubs for almost all of the different options that we offer. So that's a good way to connect with students and learn a little bit more about the various options. And talk to family and friends who work in various industries. If you have a family or friend, family member or friend that works in the accounting field, talk to them about how they got into the field, what they like about it, what the salaries are like, what the career prospects are of going into the accounting field or whatever field, where you may have family and friends connected in those areas. Absolutely, talk to them. They're an excellent resource. The other place you can also go to is on our website. You can do some more career search under Choose Option. There's a lot of information about salaries, about various careers, about the certain aptitudes that are required to go into certain careers. Loads of information. So I would really recommend you search and have a look at these web pages to get an idea of what might be the right fit for you. And I already mentioned this before. It's a good idea to connect with the Business Career Center. They have career coaching appointments that you can set up. And I know they'll be available, all summer long for that, or even, leading up to the start of the summer before you make your choice. It might be a good idea to connect with a career coach to talk about some of the questions you might have about pursuing certain careers. And then the other resource is the undergraduate office. And I've just indicated here, when you can contact us in our virtual office, you can set up an appointment with an academic advisor Monday through Friday. We're available, for appointments. So please feel free to do that. We're also going to have a copy of this presentation on our website, so you can refer to that at any time. If you have any concerns or questions, now's the time to start getting those answers so that you can make the right decision for yourself when you choose that option in July. So thanks so much for joining me today for the session on registering for your option. I hope that I've answered some of the questions that you may have had regarding this process. Bye-bye.